And yeah, that's pretty much why you should not cuss your principal out, ever. I mean, ever.
Early rising, up at 7 in the morning, that's some early rising. Yeah, coming up at 20, that's some early rising. And they say time is money, so I'm early rising. I'm early rising, yeah, early rising. Up at 7 in the morning, that's some early rising.
Hey, what is up YouTube? I'm Vile, and today I'm doing a story. I don't usually do videos on stories usually, but today I actually got a pretty good story for you guys. Also, it's kind of bad, but also a story that you guys might be interested in, so I figured I'd tell you guys. I'm also going to be having a little bit of Call of Duty gameplay in the background. It's going to be like Modern Warfare Master or something. So yeah, guys, let me start off the story by saying do not, and I repeat, do not ever cuss your principals out. Actually, just don't ever cuss anybody out in general. Like, not a teacher, not an adult. I mean, unless it's actually for like a complete good reason, like it has to be a really good reason. I'm not going to give the reasons because I probably might be wrong, because obviously I was in the wrong for this, and in no way, shape, or form am I telling you guys that I was in the right. I mean, there's like tiny parts that it might seem like I'm in the right, but just know that I was mainly in the wrong in this. And yeah, so let's just jump right into the story. Alright guys, so it's the end of the day, 4th period to be exact. And I'm kind of not having a good day. I forget exactly why. But yeah, I wasn't having that good of a day. And I took my phone out to show my friend a picture. And my teacher took my phone. And, you know, it was like my 2nd or 3rd time. And I had to basically get my phone taken to the office where my parents had to come and get it and stuff. Obviously was not happy with that. And I was pretty mad. So that kind of just, you know, got me a little bit more mad than usual. So starting off from there, I was about to leave school, you know, class is over, and I go to the office to get my phone, and it turns out they don't know where my phone is. So the person who usually holds the phone actually wasn't there, so therefore I couldn't find my phone. So I ended up missing my bus, and I knew my sister was like going out to eat with one of her friends, so I was like, oh, alright, she'll just get me. So I stayed after her a little bit longer, and then I finally got my phone back. You know, I'm like, wow, okay, they finally gave me my phone. So finally from there, me and my friend, I'm not going to give his name out, but yeah, so me and him are about to walk out of school. We're going to go to the Acme that's across the street, or yeah, next to my school. So me and my friend are about to leave, and I tell him, I'm like, yo, it's kind of fucking stupid that they took my phone and then they lost it. And some teachers were talking. Turns out it was the principal and some other teacher. They were talking, and she hears what I said, and she goes, hey, watch your mouth. And I'm like, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to my friend, you know. I was being a little bit like a smart aleck, or whatever you want to call it. I was just not having a good day, so I was a little bit smart, and I was like, you know what, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to my friend, like, no disrespect towards you, I was talking to him. And she comes back with, clean your mouth, I don't want to hear that. And I'm like, excuse me, clean your mouth. And yeah, that's when it all kind of got hectic. She like asked me, she's like, who are you talking to? And I don't even know what I was saying. Honestly, I was just so mad. And where am I? What in the world is this? I've never, ever been back in this room. Alright, that's completely besides the point. Alright, but yeah, so she tells me that I have to wash my mouth and clean it. And I'm like, you know, you clean your mouth. And then we started talking, and she's like, don't talk to me like that. And I'm like, I'm going to talk however I want. It's freedom of speech or whatever, you know. And she did not like that, obviously. And I'm like, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to leave. I'm going to Acme. I don't want to listen to you anymore. So, you know, because it was the end of the day, I was leaving school, like, it wasn't even during school hours, and I was sick of it. So, me and my friend are about to leave, but he's still in the school talking, and I walk outside of the school, because she told me, like, get off school property if you're going to talk like that, and I'm like, alright, fine. So I walk out of the school, and she follows me, or kind of chases me, I guess, to, like, catch up with me, and I'm like, oh, great, and she's going to come back with more shit, like, she's just going to keep talking, and she basically is just sitting there, telling me about respect and like how I shouldn't disrespect her, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what, fuck you, I'm leaving, I don't want to hear it. And she's like, she starts screaming in my face, like telling me about the respect and stuff. She's like, you better watch your mouth, I don't want to hear that. And she's like in my face, spitting, like, you know when someone yells at you, they spit, like a little bit of spit comes out of their mouth. And right there, that's where I snapped. I couldn't. It was one thing that she was yelling at me and like she got in my business, and it was just. Then she started screaming and got spit like in my face, and I was not okay with that. And that's when I just snapped, and I was like, you know what, just shut the fuck up and get out of my face. I don't want to hear it anymore. And then some guy, I think it was like some community guy at my school, he like comes out of the school telling me to calm down and stop talking to her like that. And I'm like, you know what, fuck you, fuck him, I don't want to hear this, I'm leaving. Like, you know, I'm just throwing straight cuss words everywhere. I just didn't care. I was so mad. I just wanted to leave. And they wouldn't leave me alone. And he kind of like was going to stop me. He was going to like put his arm out and tell me to calm down or something. And I'm like, you know what, get this crazy bitch out of my face. She's the one screaming at me. So I basically just, I insulted her in multiple ways. And I just know that I was completely in the wrong, guys. I shouldn't even snap like that. Like, obviously, she shouldn't have been in my business, but she did obviously jump in my business, and she was like, no, watch your mouth, and obviously I shouldn't have been talking like that in school. And so, I mean, I understand where she was coming from, and obviously I was in the wrong pretty much completely. I shouldn't have been talking to anybody like that in general. And yeah, so pretty much after that all happens, you know, I turn around, I say, fuck you, I'm leaving, and I flip her off, you know, like, I'm just angry. So I'm like, you know what, goodbye. And I start walking to Acme, and my sister comes and gets me, okay? And I tell her, I'm like, yeah, I just cussed out the principal, thinking I'm all cool. You know, I'm like, yeah, I just cussed her out. She's like, you're a dumbass for that. And I'm like, I know, but I was just really angry. I had a bad day. And then we go to get my other sister, because she was like I told you guys, she was out eating. And I get this call, all right? I get this call from my mom. I'm like, oh, she must have got told. Maybe they called her and said that I was disrespecting her. Maybe I got detention or something. And out of nowhere, she started screaming at the phone, okay? She's like, you just got suspended for 5 days for cussing out your principal. And as soon as I heard suspended, I was like, whoa, wait, what? I got suspended for that? Because, you know, I've gotten disrespected teachers. Like, I've disrespected teachers before. You know, I've talked back before. And I've never gotten suspended for something like that. Obviously, I've never cussed anybody out, like, full on, like I was to her. She was in my face, you know, I was screaming back at her. It was like a scream contest, basically. So, yeah. And also, like, I get told that it was my principal, and I'm like, oh my god. Out of all the people I could have snapped on, like, you know, all year, I've had, like, teachers yelling at me, you know, I tell them to shut up, and I ignore them and walk away. You know, I have attitude, get detention, maybe a referral or something, and I get hit with a suspension, and I get told that I cussed out my principal. Listen, if you know who the principals, ignore that. Terrible score. That was terrible. 5 and 22. I can't play while talking, just to let you guys know. So on the phone with my mom, she ends up telling me that I got suspended for 5 days and I cussed out my principal. I'm like, whoa, that was my principal. And she's like, besides that, I don't care if it's your principal, you shouldn't be cussing adults out like that. I'm like, man, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. And I'm like trying to back up the story, saying I was in the like, I was like, she got in my face, she shouldn't have done that. I'm like, I told myself, I'm like, alright, you just shouldn't have done that. I was really stupid, and obviously I got suspended for 5 days. So obviously I was in trouble and I was grounded for those 5 days. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the story, guys. I can't really explain it anyway else. All I have to say is do not cuss out an adult or teacher that is in your school, especially when you're the one cussing and they tell you not to cuss and you just start mouthing off to them. That's just something you should never do, pretty much. Don't ever cuss out your teachers, guys. And yeah, don't follow my footsteps, basically. Moral of the story, do not ever cuss any adult out and try not to get suspended for 5 days, because it was not a fun 5 days. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It has been your boy Vile, and if you guys like stories like this, then drop a like on this video, and if it gets a bunch of likes, then I'll try to do another story video. I have a couple other stories I might want to tell you guys. So yeah, smash that like button. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And it has been your boy Vile, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.